Purple Rosa here, and I'm continuing on in Blackwood. I've made my way into Leyawiin, and I now have to, with the main quest, go meet Aveli at Councillor Jirich's manor, which is just here. But I have two other quests to hand in first. I have that guy that was bitten by a dog and turned into a werewolf, and I have to give the ring and letter to this Tertia Falto. And the other quest I picked up in the Deadlands through those portal events that pop up, and I have to give some research stone to Authors Pontanian. But I'm going to do this Dog Days quest first. I bet this Tertia is a werewolf. Maybe wrong. Diddy's fancy. So... you okay?
Just pet the dog. It's harmless. Oh, Tertia, you idiot. No wonder he hasn't... Is there something you want? I'd like to be left alone right now.
I found this letter on a body in the wilderness. They said to deliver this letter and ring to you.
Body? Ring? Oh, Riemann on high, what's this about? Aloysius wrote this? And he's dead? This makes no sense. Howling? Chicken coops? It was just a mangy mutt. I don't even think it was rabid, let alone... Oh no, Aloysius. You poor fool.
What is it?
He wasn't cursed. He was hallucinating. The toad that Argonian used to ease his pain must have been too strong for him. Aloysius convinced himself he was a werewolf, and he... This is the second worst proposal I've ever had.
Aww, second worst?
I was once kidnapped by a crazed Sulzan warlord and offered the heads of my neighbors as a dowry. I'd rather not talk about it. I've had more than a dozen failed engagements in my life. If anyone here is cursed, it's me. But it's not all bad news.
I think the Sulzan... I read a book that explained that they I think they're Naga, but I could be wrong. So why is it not all bad news?
Aloysius didn't run off and leave me like half the others. He even gave his life to protect me. I've never had anyone love me that much. Is it wrong that makes me happy? Take this, for delivering my betrothed's last wishes. It was kind of you. I wonder if the Temple of Mara would marry us posthumously. It was his dying wish, after all. Maybe I should employ a priest of Arche for the ceremony, so he can pass on without regrets?
You want to marry your dead suitor?
Well, why not? I've had absolutely no luck with the living, and it's what he wanted. I'd rather die a widow than an old maid.
Don't argue with that.
It's not like this is how I dreamed of getting married, but after being jilted so many times, I may as well marry a man who can't change his mind. You may not get it, but for your sake, I hope you never have to.
Well, I won't. Okay, so we'll go do this other Venice research quest. Oh, look at that temple. There's a quest there too. Someone's preaching.
Is your every thought dedicated to a god? It should be. Everyone should be.
Okay. I'll leave you to that yelling. Not a way to get followers, by the way. Oh, look at that statue. Got a bird on it. Check that out later. Gotta finish this main quest. Yeah. I'm going to explore this city in more detail later.
I didn't become a soldier to do nothing.
Out with it. I'm too busy for pleasantries and dribble at the moment.
I found Venice in the Deadlands. He left you a note.
Venice? He's dead? How? No, he wouldn't want me to mourn when there's still work to be done. This letter mentions a stone. Hand it to me. Carefully.
Is it dangerous?
You found it alongside the body of one of the best researchers the Guild has ever seen. Venice was a very tenacious man. If this thing killed him, it's definitely dangerous.
Okay. But I brought it here. The note said that the stone could be an instrument of Mehrunes Dagon.
If Venice says the stone was linked to the Prince of Change, I believe him. He was always right. It was incredibly annoying. I'm going to miss that. Thank you. As terrible as the news is, I can't imagine what not knowing would have done to me. I'll look into this strange stone immediately. It'll give me something to focus on with everything that's just happened.
Glad I could give you some closure, I guess. So why did Venice go into a portal if it was so dangerous? Well, I did.
When reports of the portals and the cultists started coming in, Venice packed his bags. He couldn't sit idly by and wait for more news, even after I asked him to. This is the first I've heard from him since he left.
Do you have any more information about the portals?
Unfortunately not. Or at least we don't yet. More researchers have gone through the portals. Maybe they'll be luckier than my Venice was. Between their findings and this stone, we will be able to uncover what Dagon is planning. We have to.
Do you have a theory about his plan?
What I know is that I lost someone today. Someone who died trying to get this device into my hands. I might have theories later, but for now, I need to figure out what Venice died for without the influence of my own theories. I owe him that.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
There's something wonderful about wandering a city's streets with no destination.
Well, we have a destination. Councillor Jirich's manor. Which is this way. Yeah, look at the city. Her manor? Oh, it's connected. That's cool.
I'm sure there are many who wish to wield the mace of the Crusader, but I could care less about the responsibility attached to such an honor. I'd rather live my carefree life here in Leyawiin and pay others to handle things.
Nothing wrong with that. What's going on? It was weird. So are you alright?
Poor Counselor Jirich. What happened to her? It's so awful. I was the last one to talk to her. I should have gone with her. I should have been there when it happened.
Well, then you would be dead too. You still pompous?
How terribly frustrating. Not only did Counselor Jirich miss our meeting today, she went and got herself killed. Now who will help me with the project we were working on? Oh, it's so very inconsiderate.
Oh, like she had any say if she was gonna be killed. Urgh. Don't like her.
I heard you were with Counselor Jirich when she expired. I hope you find the cretins that killed her. They deserve whatever punishment you and the Divines can devise.
What about you?
It was just as I feared. Councillor Jirich murdered. And so close to the city gates. Where were the city guard or the brigadines when she needed them?
Here we go. Watching you. Don't like you.
Oh hey, over here!
What did you do?
I'm glad you're here. I've been searching all over, but I could use your help. This place is huge. Why do rich people need so many rooms? Oh, but tell me, did you warn the councillors like I asked?
Well, rich people like showing off, I guess. Valeria has protection and is going to search her records, but I was too late to save Sophus.
Sophus is dead? Damn! Was it the Dark Brotherhood? What am I saying? Of course it was! I've torn this place apart, but so far I haven't found anything related to Imperial secrets or the ambitions. Maybe you can spot something I missed.
Perhaps. Councillor Valeria told me Jirich kept records in a hidden compartment in her nightstand.
I knew you'd be a help, but I didn't expect you to just have the answer the moment you walked in. Good job! Councillor Jirich's bedroom is upstairs. Let's see if we can find that hidden compartment.
But hang on. I want to check out this place some more. Maybe loot. Oh, I got a Leyawiin plate! Oh, I got 2. Learning it. Probably sell the other one or give it to someone else. Hang on. Oh, look at that tapestry. What else is here? Wait, can I go up here? Oh, that sucks. Can I at least see? No. The hidden compartment. First we loot. And we check the compartment.
You said there was a hidden compartment under the nightstand? Let's see what it contains.
On it. Record? Councillor Jirich, it is time to rally the caretakers and move the ambitions. The new vault location should ensure their safety and keep them hidden until I or the High Priest call for them. The forces loyal to the traitor Varen draw ever closer. We cannot allow the ambitions to fall into their hands. This is your official order. Act immediately. The line is written in a complex Imperial code. So that's from Emperor Leyawiin. Guess he gave that order before he died. Huh.
A hidden compartment? I love it! I mean, I hate that people have died, but... So, what did you find?
Love her enthusiasm. It's an order from Emperor Leyawiin. He told Jirich to move the ambitions, but the last line is in code.
Let me see that. That's a code, all right. Some of the other documents I found use something similar. You know, I'm really starting to hate all this secrecy surrounding the ambitions.
Yeah, me too. Your brother Baragon helped us before. Do you think he can decipher it?
I'm almost certain of it. And Councillor Leviticus knows my brother. We talked about him a bit when I arrived. If there isn't a qualified scribe nearby, I can send for my brother. Let's go to Leyawiin Castle and talk to Leviticus.
Cool. Might see her brother again after all. I'll meet you at Leyawiin Castle.
I can't help feeling that once we solve the secret of the Longhouse Emperors, we'll know how to stop the Dark Brotherhood from murdering any more of the councillors. I'll see you at the castle.
I'm more interested in who hired the Dark Brotherhood. So yeah, back to the castle. watching you. So, where is the castle? Ah, there. Across the bridge, where the house is, which I will get, but I have no idea how I'm going to decorate it, because it has two separate houses. Maybe I'll decorate half as something and the other half as something else. I don't know yet. So this is the castle.
The Ivory Brigade is the finest group you'll find in all of Tamriel. Most of them served in the Three Banners War, but a few joined up just by word of mouth.
So we'll get to meet the counselor.
I was never a fan of my homeland's dust and sand. The air here is better. It refreshes you.
Sorry, not the counselor. What's his name? No, he is a counselor. Counselor Leviticus. Do you like those lights? What's this? Some sort of shrine to something. Hey, let's go in. Oh, it's like a courtyard. I thought we were going in the castle, not the courtyard. Better not steal. So yeah, we'll go in.
Corman was like a wasp's nest. You were a bold one to shove your hand inside.
Oh, there's Captain Rian. Look at this castle.
Technically, you work for the captain, so you should tell him what we uncovered.
True, I did.
I need your report, mercenary. Word reached me that Councillor Jirich was murdered. What about Sophus and Philaria? And did you find definitive proof that the Dark Brotherhood is our culprit?
Councillor Sophus has been murdered too, but Philaria is safe. These notes were by each of the bodies.
That's the Black Hand, symbol of the Dark Brotherhood. I wish Jirich and Sophus had allowed me to assign brigadines to protect them. At least Philaria, however reluctantly, agreed to a military escort. Did you and Everly uncover any other information?
We gathered a few documents we think Councillor Leviticus should see.
It appears that Councillor Leviticus's trust in the Wood Elf was not misplaced. Very well. You and Everly can head in and talk to the Councillor.
Thanks. Look at this place. I really like those paintings. I hope I get some from chests. I think they're from chests.
Captain Rian and the Ivory Brigade will deal with the Dark Brotherhood. We are perfectly safe in here.
Your damn empire, Leviticus. It no longer exists, but it still causes us trouble.
So there's the Countess. Will she talk?
Welcome to Leyawiin, citizen. Our city is a jewel on Topol Bay, safe from the ravages of that insane war. Thanks to the Ivory Brigade and Captain Rian's brigadines, we are totally secure. Now, please go about your business and have a nice day.
What's your role here in Leyawiin?
What an odd question. I am the ruler of Leyawiin. Of course, I allow the Chamber of Legates to deal with the day-to-day bureaucracy of the city, so I may concentrate on more important matters. Now, away with you. I have important matters to deal with.
Don't know if I like her.
Leyawiin and its citizens are in danger, and Leviticus is only telling the Chamber of Legates about this now? This one knew we weren't done with Leyawiin and the Longhouse Emperors. She just knew it.
Tell me more about the Chamber of Legates.
While Countess Kero sits on Leyawiin's throne, it is the Chamber of Legates that governs the city. There are 3 legates. This one, Amhalu, and Leviticus. Each one has an equal voice. This one supposes Leviticus's voice is slightly louder.
But you just learned about the threat to the counselors?
Leviticus was the chief counselor of the Imperial Elder Council. Since the threat concerned his former colleagues, he decided to keep it to himself until he ascertained its veracity. He did inform us as soon as the threat was deemed real.
The Imperial Elder Council?
An august body that advised the emperors and maintained the imperial bureaucracy. It was disbanded with the collapse of the Empire. Many of the former counselors came here to escape the war in Cyrodiil. They retained their titles as a sign of respect.
To keep a situation like this a secret from his fellow legates. What was Leviticus thinking? And now Counselor Jirich is dead. When the river rises, everyone gets wet, I'm afraid.
You heard about Counselor Jirich?
Most certainly. Moments after the captain brought Counselor Leviticus the news, the counselor summoned Teb and myself. He explained everything. He should have done so sooner, allowed us to help. But I know he thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah. So that's Counselor Leviticus.
You must be the mercenary that Captain Rian told me about. And I see you're working with Everly Sharparrow. Good. Good. I assume you have something to report. I'm listening.
Counselors Jirich and Sophus were murdered. These notes were left beside the bodies.
Damn it all to Oblivion and back. I should have taken Pharaoh Lupus more seriously when I received his letter. This is definitely the mark of the Dark Brotherhood. Anything else to add to this?
Jirich and Sophus left behind documents, but part of them is written in code.
Yes, that's the Longhouse Emperor's code. Only a handful of Imperial scribes can decipher it. I know one. Baragon. I'll send for him at once. Meanwhile, we must warn the remaining counselors on the list. Eivor, Valeria, Itinia, and Vandacia.
Counselor Valeria is on the guard and collecting her records from Tidewater Cave.
Very good. I've sent messages to Itinia and Vandacia already, as neither of them are currently within Leyawiin's jurisdiction. I need you to go to Fort Blueblood. Counselor Eivor has taken refuge there, but I'd prefer to have her here in Leyawiin.
I'll go find Fort Blueblood and talk to Counselor Arbor.
Everything we do now must be swift if we are to get ahead of this. Go to Fort Blueblood and convince Counselor Eivor to return to the city. She'll be safer here than at the fort.
You must know more about Emperor Leyawiin's secret and the ambitions?
Sadly, no. Whatever Leyawiin confided in Pharaoh Lupus and the others, whatever he ordered them to do, he kept it a complete secret from me. I suppose he assumed I wouldn't go along with anything illegal or Daedric, and he was right.
But weren't you the chief counselor of the Elder Council?
I was, but the Elder Council was made up of almost 24 counselors. According to the list Everly Sharparrow brought me, only 7 counselors were privy to this secret. Make that 6. I have no idea why Leyawiin listed me among that group.
There must have been some reason for your name being linked with the others.
Who knows what was going through Leyawiin's head when he wrote that entry in his journal. Varen and his rebels were literally pounding at the doors of the palace at the time. And Leyawiin wasn't totally in his right mind even before the rebellion.
Don't know if I believe you. Tell me more about the Longhouse Emperors.
The Longhouse Emperors were Reachmen, who seized control of the Empire and ruled for some 40 years. Dukarach the Black Drake founded the ruling house. Morikar ascended to the throne after his father's death, and his son Leyawiin followed him.
And what happened to Leyawiin?
Leyawiin made a mistake. When he decided to declare Daedra worship as the law of the land, Duke Varen Aquilarios objected. He led a rebellion and personally dispatched Leyawiin in the Imperial throne room. Thus ended the Longhouse Emperor's reign.
Probably a good thing, but that's not the end of the story.
Unfortunately, no. Varen disappeared a few years later and the Empire collapsed. Now the so-called alliances are fighting over the scraps and Tamriel is in shambles. We're doing all we can just to keep Blackwood safe and secure.
Oh, we had to do with Moloch Ball. So why is Councillor Abor at Fort Blueblood? It's a weird name for a fort.
Abor has always had an affinity for the Imperial military. When she received her letter of warning from Pharaoh Lupus, she sent word to me, told me she was going to the fort, that the soldiers would protect her. I fear she is badly mistaken.
You don't think the fort is safe?
Only a token force of Brigadines guards Fort Blueblood. If the Dark Brotherhood is truly our enemy, I fear a lone assassin can bypass the fort's defenses with relative ease. Abor would be better off here in the castle. Go and bring her back at once.
Well, even here, the Dark Brotherhood assassin could get through. So, Fort Blueblood.
Fort Blueblood? That's to the east across the river. I'll meet you there.
Go.
We better hurry. I came a long way to make sure none of these councillors died, and have already let 2 of them down. I'll meet you at the fort. It's to the east across the river.
To the east? The east across the river. Oh yeah, I did briefly check out that place.
Commander Orton oversees the Fort Blueblood Brigadines. Tell him I sent you, and he'll give you his full cooperation. Meanwhile, I'll recall Ivory Brigade squadrons from the surrounding countryside. The city and this castle will be defended.
Cool. So yeah, now I have to go to Fort Blueblood. But I'm gonna end this one here. Thanks for watching.